Today I fucked up by asking my mom what a spice is used for. I'll never forget one time when I was like 11 or so. I was smelling all the different spices in my kitchen and was absolutely stunned when I got to the cumin and it smelled exactly like my balls. Wild as fuck. Curious, I took it to my mom and asked, "Mom, what is cumin for?" Innocent enough. But me not knowing how to pronounce cumin, she thought I had said, "cumin," as in the slang term for ejaculating. She said, "Excuse me, why would you ask me that?" So I clarified my reason for asking, as anyone would, by stating, "Because it tastes like my balls." I really meant smell, as I hadn't actually tasted any. She was disgusted and angry at the same time and just said to stop talking about it immediately. I wanted to ask what meals of ours she's been adding it to, but she was so mad I just stopped talking to her. Looking back, I feel like that question could have either cleared it up immediately or sent her over the edge. It wasn't even until years later that I even realized why she reacted that way. The reason it stuck with me so long is the genuine moment of enlightenment felt upon smelling such a personal spice. Too long did not read. Asked my mom what cumin is for and she thought I had tasted my own cum. Still does, honestly. Reminds me of when I asked my mom what hoarding is, and she thought I said whoring. Does cumin smell like balls? I feel like it doesn't. Now I'm scared. Are my balls supposed to smell like cumin or not? Amazing. This is the kind of content I follow this sub for. You should tell this to your mom. I bet she would have a good laugh about it now. I taught my son to cook. We were making a chili and he asked this. "Shall I put some cumin?" I laughed, he laughed. He asked why we were laughing. I told him I'd tell him when he was older, but he accidentally said a rude word and corrected his pronunciation. He's 13 now. He wants to be a chef and tells me he was very grateful for the lesson. ETA. We did not put cumin in the chili. I have a slightly similar story. Teenagers at the drugstore. My friend wants to buy condoms but is scared. The lady at the register asks me who are these for, as I am buying them. My innocent ass points at my buddy and says, "That guy right there." I did not for years realize how gay that sounded. I thought I was just making fun of my buddy without realizing this lady assumes that I'm loudly claiming I will use them with him. I'm pretty sure there was about 5 other people in line that heard. Reminds me of when my daughter at 4 said, "I want some hairy balls, big hairy balls." It took some time to figure out she meant pom-poms. Like cheerleader pom-poms. Her mom thought she was so smart to come up with that. I almost fell out. TIFU. By getting upset with my son for forgetting his trombone in my truck. So yesterday I picked my son up from school after band practice. He put his trombone in the back seat of my truck. When we got home I told him to, "Make sure you take your trombone inside." With his face buried in his phone he said, "I will." So today I'm driving into work. I'm mostly WFH. Only in the office 1 day a week. Almost done with my 45-minute commute and he calls me. He forgot his trombone in my truck. I look back, and sure enough. So I get upset with him over the phone and give him a scolding, reminding how irresponsible it was and that I told him to do it yesterday and he ignored me. So I turn around and head back to the school and drop it off for him. Turn back around and head back into the office. Getting close to 2 hours late. It's really no big deal. People come and go as they want, so it's not like I had a boss or anyone else mad at me. I pull into the office, grab my backpack and head up to my office. I get into my office, sit down and unzip my backpack to retrieve my laptop. It's not in there. I left it at home. So, back I go. No sense in me bothering to come back now. Half the day is almost wasted. Too long did not read. My son was careless and forgot his trombone in my truck. I got angry and upset with him for being irresponsible. But I was just as careless and irresponsible and left my laptop at home. I agree it's not your fault, but, if I were you, I'd share this story with him, to let him know people all make mistakes, even him and even you. Sad trombone noises. Guy down the road chewed his daughter out loudly beside the rod because the empty horse trailer came unhooked one Sunday morning when she was moving the trailer back and it careened over our neighbor's mailbox. Didn't have the safety chains connected when the hitch, not locked down, came undone. He came down and put the trailer tongue on the 3PT hitch of his tractor and towed it home. He was taking it to the barn, uphill from the house, when the tongue slipped off the 3PT hitch. From his tractor seat he watched the trailer roll back down the hill. Smack into the side of his Suburban. Lol. Not your day, but an ironically entertaining story. Make sure you apologize to the kid. The forgetful apple didn't fall far from the tree. Make sure you confess this to your son. Let him know that we all fuck up, it's human. And by showing him that you, too, fucked up, you'll be showing your human side to him. You have no idea how much this letting down of your guard will increase your bonding with your son, or how much he'll appreciate your honesty. Also, he'll get to see how powerful it is for someone to admit when they've screwed up. Don't miss this opportunity. Op. 2 different scenarios. If your son reminded you to not forget your laptop, then that's fair. So don't think you fucked up. Oh, man. That's a classic. Hoist it on your own petard. I feel for you. Been there, done that. Today I fucked up by accidentally encouraging him to suck my nasty toes. Obligatory. This actually happened a few weeks ago and I wanted to share ASAP, but it's significant other gross I couldn't bring myself to. I'm still processing that it happened. But hopefully this will result in a laugh for some people to hear of my pain. So I, 20F, went on a date with this dude, 23M. Let's call him Fred. Me and Fred hit it off nicely, we were talking until the restaurant closed and I ended up going to his place and spent the night. Didn't have sex but got hot and heavy a couple times. I was about to leave for a trip and we wanted to hang out again before then, so I invited him to the weekly dinner we have with friends that my roommate always hosts. On these days, I work a 12-hour shift and usually don't get home until around 11 p.m., which is when she tries to have dinner ready by. I don't usually shower when I get home because there is literally everybody ready when I arrive for dinner to be eaten and for us to all hang out together. We always stay up pretty late and to be honest I don't always shower at all. If I feel gross I will quick shower when I first get home, but if I don't it just usually doesn't end up happening because I end up falling asleep on the couch talking to people and have to put myself to bed from there. So, Fred meets me outside my building and we walk up together. He sees that I changed into comfy clothes without showering. Not sure if he was thinking about this at all, but the fact is I never showered and he had the opportunity to notice that. I am a server, bartender, so that 12-hour shift is entirely on my feet. He's getting along with my friends, we're all talking in the living room just chilling. Somehow foot fetish is brought up. I gave my input on how I feel about toe sucking. Honestly, I would probably suck some nice-looking, clean girl toes if she wanted me to. I never would suck any mon's toes. They are usually not well taken care of, and even if they are, they're just weird shaped and not what I want in my mouth. I do enjoy getting my toes sucked though. This ensued in controversy, so I elaborated that it's the same sensation as getting your fingers sucked and it's the perfect angle if my legs are already on someone's shoulders. I had no ulterior motive for this particular night in Fred learning this. I am open about talking about sex stuff and he happened to be there, which I thought would be good if we fucked in the future. So we go to bed, he's getting super tired. But we had been playing footsie for like an hour and as soon as we got in my room he was going for it. I was into it, pulled out the lube and condom, we're going and my legs are on his shoulders. Lo and behold, he looks me straight in the eye and pulls off my sock and starts sucking. It was so hot all I could say was a meek, but they're so dirty, and he did not seem to care. Real man right there. Further background. Some time period over a month before this I got an ant bite between my toes and scratched it into oblivion. It made the skin all irritated and peely in a dry skin type way. So the next morning, I'm getting ready for work, he had already left, and I look at my foot. I realize in horror that my toe skin on the particular foot he chose is indeed still weird looking. The general area is red, there are actual pieces of skin like flaking and peeling away, and he had to see that shit. Yeah, it was dark, but he was looking at my foot right in his face and I doubt the texture was unnoticeable. How embarrassing. This reflection on my toes made me finally realize the irritation had been there for way too long. I had been resisting scratching at it for weeks. So I finally Googled athlete's foot symptoms, and they described my toes almost exactly. I just hadn't noticed because I contracted it at some point when my toes already looked like that from aforementioned ant bite. I have now been using athlete's foot cream and it is working well. What the fuck, I haven't told him because who would want to know that? I think ignorance is bliss in this situation. Google didn't indicate that it can be spread to the mouth, but it is a damp dark place and we're talking fungus here. So I am still freaking out even though he never said anything about it and I don't think he got sick or anything. I texted him asking if he wanted to hang now that I'm back and he said he is pretty busy training for a marathon. He didn't necessarily turn me down, but it will be difficult to meet up with the way both our schedules work and neither of us have made solid plans yet. I am wondering if any of that on his part is because of my toes. I am also wondering if it had a distinct flavor. I can't imagine my feet had a neutral or good flavor in the first place, even without the fungus haha. Too long did not read. Dude sucked my toes, which prompted me to realize I have athlete's foot on the particular ones he chose to suck. I now forever have to live with this fact and hope he never figures out. Edit. What I expected from this post. For it to be my most popular so far. To receive some backlash against my showering habits. Comments from some foot dudes who got excited. Overall general disgust at the story. What I received. All of the above and more. I did not expect to blow up this much by far, so haha. I am glad I reached an audience that appreciates this story, but hopefully that does not mean that Fred will easily find this when he does delve into Reddit. So just wanted to say thank you to all the positive comments, they are truly appreciated so much. From the fungus advice to the personal stories to the general male perspective that he either didn't notice or give a fuck, thank you for all. As for the negative comments towards my hygiene, I know I do not make the best personal hygiene decisions every day, but that is what hygiene is to me. A decision and a task equivalent to doing my taxes. I just can't put it off for months and file an extension or my body will literally start rotting. The overwhelming majority tells me I am not alone in that, and either way a few internet comments will not degrade what I know to be my worth. I am a catch, fungus and all, Sue, You tell this to no one, you hear me? This stays on Reddit. You take this to your grave, do you understand? Jesus fuck. Sounds like Fred is the real MVP, and went above and beyond for you. Open mouth smile, think Fred deserves a callback. Edit. Some foot dudes don't care about how dirty your feet are. Source. I've been a part of some weird forums for a while now. Why is this sub now the weird sex fetish sub? Op should take it as a compliment that she's cute enough that even after having to suck athlete's foot toes, dudeman was still trying to bang. I like how you were dissing dudes for not taking care of their feet, meanwhile your shit is flaking away so much that you scared a dude away during sex. Fuck my life, what did I just read?